You're most welcome to the Acholi Regional Public Health Emergency Operations Center, which we're privileged to have it opened today to officially support the region in managing public health threats. So the ribbon is here for you to cut using the scissors.
Yo.
So we're cutting a ribbon, 3, 2.
This is the public health department where the regional public health emergency operations center sits. Operation center where this is the war room. Yes, this is the command center. This is the command center. We are grateful and privileged because the Director General gave us no objection, and we started the journey by procuring with support from USAID, Uganda Health Activities. All these
we launch the Acholi Public Health Emergency Operations Center that is situated at Gulu Regional Referral Hospital. Now, this center is launched today by the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kenneth Omona Lusugun. Now, this center is going to help us to try and always detect and even respond to all kind of emergencies.
Because of that, knowing where this region is stationed, Acholi sub-region, bordering a country that still have a lot to do in regards to strengthening their public and private health systems, makes this operation center really a timely intervention by the Ministry of Health. And therefore, I think the center will go a long way to try and support this region to ensure that really the challenges that comes as a result of sicknesses that may come from out is really curtailed.
If you can remember, when COVID-19 came, it began very far away from Uganda. It began in China, in Guangzhou, you know. But within no period of time, that public health emergency was already in Uganda, you know. And therefore, that is something that if we had if you had this emergency operation center in place, I think that should have helped us to try and always detect any imminent threats that may be coming to our people. Now, looking at this EOC, it is situated here in Acholi sub-region, and you are very aware that in Acholi sub-region we all border South Sudan, that is Amuro and Lamu, and even part of Kitgum, you know. And this country still has a lot of challenges in regards to issue of their public health systems, and therefore there are challenges that can come from that country and can affect us in this sub-region, and therefore this will always help us to try and detect, just as I already mentioned, to respond, coordinate any form of emergency. Like right now we have Mpox, you know. Now this Mpox is an emergency, you know. It is public health concern, and therefore it will help us to respond rapidly so that these kind of challenges are curtailed. And that is basically why this center is very important for our region.
Talking about the Acholi Public Health Emergency Operating Center, which has been officially launched today by the Honorable State Minister for Northern Uganda, Dr. Omona Kenneth. We are very proud of this milestone that we've achieved as a regional referral hospital. This emergency operations center is aimed at making sure, as a regional referral hospital, we are able to monitor notifiable disease outbreaks within our region for timely emergency response, so that we are able to contain any form of epidemic that may arise in our sub-region. We also hope this emergency operation center is going to avail us with our regional statistics of notifiable diseases and even other events like maternal, perinatal death trends within the region, so that we are able to respond timely to any health service delivery gaps, and above all contain any form of emergency, any form of emerging epidemics in the region. Yeah.
Now this center, we know, will be responding to emergencies in public health. This particular region, for some reason that I cannot tell, has had its experiences with emergencies that have emerged from public health. We know, for instance, that very many years ago, not very many, few years ago, Ebola, the most challenging but challenging period where we had an Ebola outbreak. This was the epicenter of it, and the other public health concerns that have come up after that Ebola particularly. So this emergency response center comes in time to respond to those challenges that we've always had, that we've had before, and those that we may have, any outbreaks of public health concern that we may have. I want to thank the leadership at Gulu Regional Referral Hospital and the partners and everybody who made it possible for us to have that. Now, what this center means for the community in the sub-region is that, should we hear anything in Palabek, using a system that is inbuilt to handle and manage public health, we should be able to, one, if it's isolation that is needed from that side, isolate, then evacuate to the center. So this center will be in touch with all our districts. This center will be doing all the other emergency responses. So I appreciate that. As a representative of government, we shall do our part in terms of collaboration, in terms of giving airtime, that people should know, wananchi community should know that there is this emergency, public emergency center, health center here embedded at Gulu Regional Referral Hospital. So we shall mobilize the community for that, and we shall let the community know. But very importantly, the health workers would know. The health workers, of course, will be the ones managing it. I thank you.
Group, I want to take this singular honor to thank the framers of this center so much. Let's clap for ourselves. Thank you so much for initiating this important center, which is going to act as a responsive unit to all the emergencies problem in the region. For so many years, from the time Memorial Ebola, COVID, measles, and so forth, we didn't have this kind of good unit here. But now God has used you to open up this center. And as Parliament, we pledge our commitment and support towards the center, so that your operation here can also be enabled by us members of Parliament through maybe some allocation of funds. We are going to lobby through Health Committee so that they can take in interest to give support to this center, because it's not going to support only people from Acholi sub-region. It is even going to help those ones who are coming from South Sudan. The fact that Amuru border South Sudan, Lamu border South Sudan, Kidgum from the other side also border Karamoja. We don't take all this for granted. We are very grateful to the development partners who have also put in your effort to make sure that all the necessary equipment inside the rooms, the beds, the computers, and all other things that we can't mention here. We are thankful to you.
I want to congratulate all of you upon this idea. And those names that have been mentioned, I think the name of the doctor there, the young guy. Dr. Adong, Dr. Adong Jennifer, and all those who put the idea, so birthed the idea of having a center like this. Here in Africa, in Uganda, this is unique because not very common here. But the rest of the world now, it should not be a unique thing because the world has experienced emergencies of public health nature. I think as long as humanity existed, when you read the old books, history which have been recorded, all recorded history, we hear about plague. I don't know whether the disease which they still exist. Plague. Sometimes we get out. Yes, but these were many hundreds of years. I think BC. So meaning that public health emergencies have always been there. And in the 21st century, at least by now we should have had such centers. They should not be big now. And also in our own history, our public health history in Uganda here, we have had emergencies. In the past, I think we were, I don't know whether leprosies were public health emergencies. That time, I don't know what we were thinking about. But there were some emergencies that time it occurred. I think the most common public health emergencies before modern science in our time here, I think it was measles. In Acholi, I think they call it Guanyo, or they also call it Goyamo. Gemo. And actually, during the COVID, when COVID came, all these measures we are talking about, I remember telling the president that in my community, because I grew up not within, though I come from here, but where we settled, at least the biggest change we are now experiencing actually now, non-communicable diseases or non-communicable conditions which are not associated with it. People speak English like me and you, who eat very well. They eat 10 meals per day. They drink like 5 liters of something per day. So many kilos of very fatty things per day. So I think we need to emphasize now on the public health, especially on the prevention of those diseases which are not communicable. I have seen recently in the last 2-3 months, I have lost people I know as friends from some of these. You hear some that died of heart attack. I want to check the people who have died of heart attack. They are not very poor people. They speak very good English like you. I hear some that died of pulmonary emboli, those things. Okay, let's call it cardiovascular emergencies.
Waberu kikare me yapwati center matie Gulu Regional Referral Hospital kun bi konyo tutwal me neno kit tuo maporatura wan pikar malach waberu ola tuanyo tie ala chencha mwakale bario ki piar wachel ki piario ki pawi abungwen COVID-19 ubino ento wape ki center mo pi Acholi sub-region ma lutela onyo jomagitiu ilok me yor kom giromo ye chalo emergency center ma megi chunya yom tini an kachel ki umera madit la minister maloyo kumalo me Uganda Honorable Minister Dr. Mona Kenneth waberu ki kare me yapo center matie Gulu Regional Referral Hospital mabi konyo districts abungweni duju ki Gulu City ilokom tuo mabi poratura response center dong tie and can teach matek mago bitiu ki create dashboard gamente me Uganda bene ni woki gankal me yorkom beno bi kero chieme ne ni center ni enini obedo mati functional weko kony me neno tuo ma poratura kumbeti tuo ma do poratura lebo Uganda magankal me yorkom tika chane weki nen ni ponya ikina nywali me Uganda ena ye tuo ma kope ki koma yom so wan watamo ni macharo anywali me Uganda
umiero watute ki kero waduju ni wagwoko lok me yot kom ma megwa ma ene yen lonyo kien ka ngat ma kome yot no tiki kero me timo jemi pi pajo ne kachel kelo tieno ne.
Technical advice being given sometimes.
Little bit. Okay, thank you.
We need the smiles.